Hi, welcome again. Uh, One of the foreign ministers of United Kingdom once said there is no permanent alliance of Great Britain, but there are permanent interests of. And how true it is we are now seeing today, and I believe we are going to see in future. That's why I want to talk about this and what does it mean now and what is going on in Middle East. Now there's a strategic and a strange, interesting alliance has occurred, come alive between Israel and Russia. As you know, a year before, Israel has caused a Russian jet down, and it destroys, or it at least gives some damage to the relations between Russia and Israel. But as of today, last week, Prime Minister Netanyahu announced that with Russia they have agreed to take out the foreign, I will say, groups from Syria out. Up until now, Russia has not denied this or endorsed it. But it suggests that their silence suggests that Israel Prime Minister Netanyahu has at least indicated what has happened, most likely. If it is so, we believe it is worth to analyze. And what does it mean? What Russian interest might be in the region? And to understand what is going on, we have to critically analyze Russia and, interestingly, Iran. Now, once Russia entered into Syria, their main goal is to impose a strong appearance in the Middle East and to let their people know that they have a power, they are not coming down, and they are empowering. So this has been given, or this has up until now been given as a message to the Russian people. But when it comes to other strategic opportunities Russia has been following, the main is to have a port in Syria. The port is not that big and their ships or navy is not that powerful if we consider the presence of US Navy in Mediterranean Sea and the NATO strength. But it still protects the Russian interest by protecting or helping Assad regime. So up until now, if Assad has been seen as the winning party as of today, it is mostly because of the Russian presence in Tartus and or in Syria, especially northern Syria. But if it is true, and we suggest it might be, likely it is, that Israel has agreed with Russia to take the foreign groups out of Syria, this only suggests that not only the groups that Turkey has been supporting, but also the groups that Iran is supporting will be taken out. Now, so since the Turkish army is already in Syria, because of to protect and to create a safe buffer zone. Now, the only country that will be affected greatly seems to be like Iran. And as of now, let's see Iran from the history to now, to today. Now, once it was a Persian in an empire. The empire border comes from the Caucasus region up until to the Mediterranean region to Tartus. Now today we are looking at the borders. Indeed, Iran has no border to Mediterranean Sea, but it has a great influence in the northern part of Syria as well as the northern part of Iraq. So from the Iran border to Iraq till the Mediterranean Sea, including Syrian part, Iran has a great influence. Their proxy groups are there at present, which means that their interests are protected. Now, if it is true, and likely we suggest it is, Russia agrees to take the Iranian proxy groups out of the Syrian side of the problematic areas, It means that now Russia has been strategically aligning with other countries in order to also confine Iran influence. And why then? Then we have to look at the Caucasus region. Now, Iran's neighboring country is Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan has a Shia dominant country, and it means that it has some kind of relations with. Imagine that Iran has a great influence on Azerbaijan. What does it mean to Russia, and vice versa? If Russia has a great power in Azerbaijan, then what does it mean to Iran? Both countries will see this as a threat. Now, since the terrorist groups in the northern Iraq and Syria are coming down and losing their power, this power loss will be filled with other powers. Now, that Russia doesn't want Iran to take place. If it is so, then from the Caucasus region up until Mediterranean region, we are going to see the Iranian present, and they don't want Iran to turn their eyes to Caucasus region. So they create a problematic area for Iran in order to lose their, I will say, power and concentration. So they will not look at Azerbaijan and further to even Dagestan, Chechenistan and other things, which Russia thinks it is a threat to their national interests. That's the main reason why Russia now has been strategically shifting alliances. It doesn't mean that they are going to stop the relations with the Iranian. It will not ever. They need Iran. But now it tries to create another strategic alliances in order to balance the Iranian threat. Even if it is not today, it might pose in future. So from the aspect of Russia, it makes a great sense. For Iran, considering also the President Trump's latest announcement that they are considering to push the sanction even further by decreasing from 1.25 million barrel allowance oil output to 700,000 or 800,000 within by end of March 2019, their economy will be affected heavily. It means that their financial resources which are available to support these proximity groups in northern Iraq and Syria will be affected greatly. It means that their influence and interest in the region will be affected greatly. Now, I can't suggest that Turkey is going to feel this power immediately, because Turkey is also financially affected very much. Maybe you know or not, but Turkey has been now facing one of the, I would say, difficult time in its history. We are losing the confidence of the investors. We are losing the confidence of our own people to markets. The industry growth is decreasing a lot, and the manufacturing industry has been affected negatively considering or as opposed to last year. That's why Turkey's also influence in the area might be considerably affected, but compared to Iran, it will be affected less. That's why this vacuum even will be filled by Turkey. It will be, for sure, but the effect may not be as intended. So in that regard, Russia has played cleverly, I have to admit, and it will be the winning party in my opinion. That was, I believe, a word for to analyze why Russia is shifting or creating another alliances in the region with Israel. And we are going to closely monitor how it's going to shape the region and Iran's reaction to these alliances. Yeah.